The average house in San Mateo County costs over $1.3 million. The average rent for a one-bedroom place in San Mateo County is $2,600 a month. So how is a school teacher or someone making minimum wage or even a senior wanting to stay in his or her home on fixed income supposed to stay or find stable housing in San Mateo County? There is a solution, and it's called HIP housing. I'm Gloria Cohn, and this is City Hall in Focus. And with me today is the Associate Executive Director of HIP Housing, Laura Fanucchi. Welcome, Laura.
Thank you.
What does HIP stand for?
HIP stands for Human Investment Project, and we are a nonprofit organization here in San Mateo County.
And your mission is to?
Our mission is to invest in human potential by improving the housing and lives of people here in our community in San Mateo County.
And you have several programs to do this, right?
Yes, we do. We have a self-sufficiency program for families with children. So we work with two-parent and single-parent families who are in school or doing job training, and we help to provide them with housing support for a year to 5 years while they're working on their career and their educational goals. We provide them with case management support and other resources to help the families to become economically self-sufficient. We also have a property development side to our organization. So we own 15 properties here in San Mateo County, in Daly City, South San Francisco, San Mateo, San Carlos, Redwood City, and Menlo Park. And we also manage properties for the cities of Foster City and San Mateo. So those units provide housing for single parents and seniors, usually in studio, one-bedroom and two-bedroom apartments that are considered below market rent or subsidized rent.
You today want to specifically talk about your home sharing program,
Yes.
So why don't you describe that?
Great. So our home sharing program provides a great resource for affordable housing here in San Mateo County. The home sharing program matches who we call our home providers. These are homeowners or renters who have space available in their home and need a little extra income or sometimes a little extra support, like help with household chores for reduced rent. And then we interview people who are seeking housing. So it usually is a single person or a couple or maybe a single parent with a child, and they're really struggling with their housing costs here in the county, are looking for an affordable way to reduce their costs by home sharing. So the clients interview each other after they go through an extensive screening process by the organization, and they get to make their own decision about who they want to share housing with.
I want to talk about the screening process, but first let me ask you, your funding sources are from where?
So we receive funding from the majorities of the cities here in San Mateo County, including the County of San Mateo. We also receive foundation support and private grants and donations. And because the organization also is a property manager and owner, we also receive rental income that helps to support the programs that we offer at HIP Housing.
Let's go now to the screening process that you started talking about. Is there a real-life case scenario you could step us through to
Sure.
explain how it works?
Yes, absolutely. So we have a client, I'll just call her Cora, and she lives in the North County, and she's a senior. So a typical profile of our home providers are usually seniors. And we set up a time to meet with her. She came to one of our 4 offices. So we have an office in Daly City, South San Francisco, San Mateo, and in Redwood City. But for our home providers, we also like to visit them at their home. So we made a home visit with her as well. And so what we do is we have a screening process where we ask the clients to provide us with proof of their ID, proof of their income, and the names and phone numbers of 3 character references. And we ask that of both of our home providers and our home seekers. So we meet also with our home seekers in our offices as well. And the clients get to complete an application to tell us in their own words what they're looking for in a housemate. So why they're looking for a housemate, what is their lifestyle, a little bit about their home or what kind of room they're looking for. And then that helps us to sort of narrow down the search for what their needs are.
Sometimes do you have, genders mixing as well? So an elderly woman
Right.
doesn't mind a a young student, a male student going to Stanford, let's say.
Exactly.
Okay.
So clients just really make their own decision about who they want to select
I
as
see.
a housemate. So Cora selected actually 2 seekers through our program. One is a senior who had been living with one of HIP Housing's home providers for actually over 22 years. And her home provider had to go into a boarding care type of nursing home. And so she had to move. So she moved in with Cora. And then Cora also found a student to move in with her. So she has a multi-generational household of a senior living with her and a student. And so they've been all sharing housing together for, I think it's almost been about 3 years now.
Well, it sounds like it worked out really well.
It worked out really well.
Now, do you have to do background checks on folks? Yeah.
Yes, so we run a San Mateo County background check and also a National Sex Offender Database check on all applicants that apply to our program. And clients have the responsibility of also checking each other's references. So we provide them with a list of questions for them to go over with each other when they're first making their phone conversation to introduce themselves and when they meet each other in person. And then also when they check each other's references. So it's a nice way for people to get to know others through their reference checking process.
Laura, can you remind us of the benefits for both the home seeker and the home provider?
So for home providers, which, as we mentioned before, are usually seniors who are house rich but maybe cash poor, they still have life expenses and they need to have some extra financial support. So allowing a housemate to move in really helps them to meet those economic goals. And also, because our program does a living together agreement with clients, it really helps them feel much better about our participation in the program and helping them formalize an agreement that will be put in place with their housemate. And for the home seekers, the average rents being over $2,600 a month, you need almost a 6-figure income in order to be able to save to afford an apartment here in the county.
Right.
And so for them, home sharing really becomes a creative solution to help keep their housing costs low and to stay close to their family and their friends and their place of work and other life activities that they are so, sort of connected to.
If someone finds him or herself in the situation where they actually have space in their house or they need to find a place to live, how do they find out about you?
So they can visit our website at hiphousing.org or contact our organization at 650-348-6660. And we'll do a little bit of pre-screening with them and provide them information about the program and then schedule a time to meet with them.
So are there opportunities to volunteer or contribute?
Oh, absolutely. I actually have a volunteer working at HIP Housing this morning, and she's helping us doing some follow-up calls to our clients who are matched together. So we like to do that when clients start living together. So we have plenty of need for volunteers to help us with outreach or help us with some client work. People can always make a donation to HIP Housing, tax deductible. And if people have a room that they have for rent especially, we have 5 times as many people seeking housing as we do providing housing. So we have a real need for people that have space available in their home and are looking for ways to find a housemate to move in. We would encourage them to use an organization like HIP Housing.
What a wonderful organization and a much needed solution in San Mateo County. Thank you for joining me today, Laura. If you want more information about HIP Housing or the City of San Carlos, their website information is on the screen now. Thank you for joining me today. I am Gloria Cohn, and this is City Hall in Focus.